What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel. Check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to make this short video about LeBron James, man, and what's going on with LeBron James, right? LeBron James wanted and was hoping for one more big payday, right? And so that's what this all of this drama is going back and forth between LeBron James has been seen in Philly, LeBron James has been seen in Cleveland, LeBron James is talking to Steph and all this other stuff going on. All this jockeying is, it's just LeBron James just scrambling around, just trying to see if he can get one of these teams to blink and give him some money. The Lakers, when they let LeBron go and they made it clear that they was going in a different direction and they wasn't going to pay that $54 million, that kind of threw a wrench in LeBron James' program. Remember, Rich Paul had they had the podcast, and on that podcast, Rich Paul was trying his best, to make it seem like it would be a good idea for the Lakers to bring LeBron James back and to run it back. He even spoke about, that he made a desperate attempt when he spoke about the Lakers should trade Austin Reeves and, and just have LeBron and Luca and try to bring in a big man or a defender to help those guys out, Luca and LeBron. And it didn't work. Even with Rich Paul on that podcast, trying those little underhanded tricks, it just didn't work. The Lakers, and I think way before that even occurred, the Lakers had already made their mind up that they was going to go in a different way. The fact that when they brought in Luca, should have put LeBron James on notice that his days were numbered. And the final nail in the coffin was when they signed Luca, Reeves to that 180, I think $180 million contract. LeBron James just knew that just put them in scramble mode. Like we got to come up with Plan B now, on what's going to be Plan B. And so they still want, even though they're not going to get that $54 million, that would have been a nice little parting gift for them. But even though they're not going to get that, now they have to drum up enough interest for people to say, all right, well, if LeBron James come here, like what's the benefit to LeBron James being on our team? Like, what do LeBron James bring? Whereas though we can, as a team, we can benefit. And all LeBron James have now is the fact that him and his son, they can do their retirement tour in your town, right? He can do it in. I think the best place for him to do his retirement tour would be Cleveland because of the connection. But he can make it seem like there's some interest in Golden State. There's some interest in Philly. Uh, you know, but Cleveland knows that LeBron James, like there's no interest there, right? So they're not really going to try to break the bank because it's not necessary, for them to break the bank. Los Angeles already turned them down for the $54 million. They was like, well, we're not going to do that. But LeBron also knows that if he goes back home to Cleveland, that's going to be that's going to be financially very, very good for the local economy, for the team, and for the NBA, right? So LeBron James is like, look, y'all, like there's going to be, in my opinion, I think probably like $100 million in revenue just from LeBron James, his retirement tour. Um, the local businesses are all going to prosper. I think attendance is definitely going to go up with LeBron James back in Cleveland. So LeBron James say, well, look, y'all can't just give me a few $1 million, couple $3 million, and y'all stand to make hundreds of millions of dollars, off of me, I don't, they just going to generate so much money selling merchandise. LeBron James memorabilia, the fact that him and Bronny is going to be there, it's going to be like a circus. And LeBron James understand that. And so Cleveland, even before Los Angeles, or even before, I'm not saying Los Angeles let LeBron James go, but even before LeBron announced that he's not going back to LA, Cleveland had already made it known that, look, we can only afford to pay like $3 million. That's all, that's all the money we have. So right then, once I heard that figure, $3 million, and then I look at what LeBron James was looking at, 50 something $1 million, I was like, this, the game was on. These teams now are going to try and lowball LeBron James because LeBron James no longer has the leverage, right? And wouldn't it be kind of ironic, like for the I forgot what's the guy name who owned the Cleveland Cavaliers? I forgot, but him and LeBron James are not really all that tight. He said some things about LeBron James the first time LeBron James left that kind of got him into some hot water, right? Because he didn't appreciate LeBron James leaving. So him and LeBron James really not all that tight. And that's the opportunity that he probably was waiting for, to have like a leg up on LeBron James, just to have some leverage, whereas though LeBron James couldn't dictate anything to him, right? And so I don't see this guy giving LeBron James, the Cleveland Cavaliers owner, just giving LeBron James any more than what he really have to. And I think that he's going to be in a position where he's going to make a boatload of money, and LeBron James not going to make that kind of money that he was hoping for. He's just not going to do it, man. Nowhere near the $50 million that the Lakers, had him on the books for. But that's all it's about. Whatever team, like if somebody can give a better deal or show LeBron more money than what Cleveland is, and it's gonna have to be a substantial amount more, because remember, LeBron don't have any connection to Philly, so he don't have a connection really to Golden State. His connection is really to Cleveland. Now, one thing I can see happening, I can see LeBron James signing a 1-year deal to go to Philly, and then the next year 25, going back to Cleveland. But again, he still had the same problem. Like, Cleveland is like, look, we don't have no money. This is all we have. And then LeBron will have even less leverage, right? So I think LeBron James have to make his move this year, and maybe if you go to Cleveland and say, look, man, we can do a 2-year deal. I don't know. I think if you go to Cleveland now, I think this is going to be his last year. But I think if LeBron James goes somewhere else besides Cleveland, and I think he'll play there, get some money, and then go back to Cleveland for year 25 and then do his retirement tour. And so, yeah, he like I said, he's just running out of options. Now, would Philly or Golden State, would they be interested in bringing LeBron James in for 1 year? I don't think so. So I'm thinking that LeBron James is I just think that, basically it's going to be Cleveland, and it's going to be on Cleveland terms mostly. And so LeBron James, throughout his career, he's used to having leverage, and this is a position where he's not used to, right? But it's all about who's going to blink first. If Cleveland might find ways to get LeBron James more money than that $3 million that they had mentioned at first. But for the most part, I don't see where it would do Philly or Golden State any. It wouldn't do them any good to bring LeBron James in unless he did a retirement tour in their town. Part of trying to win a championship and doing a retirement tour at the same time. So, yeah, man, that's what I think. So, I'm still leaning towards Cleveland. And so that's my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe. Also, don't forget to leave a comment. And with that being said, man, I'm going to check y'all out in the next video. Peace.